and welcome to Insurance Agents Talk Shop. I'm your host, Doug Coombs, Chief Marketing Officer at SIAA. Today's episode is Let's Talk Video for the Rest of Us. I'd like to introduce my guest, Chuck Conrad, CEO of Conrad Insurance in Gladwine, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Doug, pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us, Chuck. And Tony Vitetto, Vice President of Tag Alliance in Vista, California.
How you guys doing? Glad to be here.
Thank you also for joining us, Tony. If you'd like to learn more about Chuck Conrad or his agency, please visit conradinsurance.net. And if you'd like to learn more about Tony or his master agency, please visit Tag Alliance, TAGUE Alliance.com. In the interest of full disclosure, I'm informing our listeners that Conrad Insurance is a member agency of SIAA, and Tag Alliance is a master agency with SIAA. I also want to mention that I thought it would be great to have both Chuck and Tony on today because although they're both using video in their business operations, they're using it from slightly different angles, and we'll learn more about that as we go along. So we'll go ahead and dig into the questions, and we're going to start with Chuck. Chuck, can you tell our audience a little bit about when you started using video, how you're using video, and what made you go down that path?
Sure, Doug. So, I've always been into photography, videography back even in my teenage days. I had a Sony camcorder, so I had a lot of experience making, funny videos and things. Although the one thing about those videos, they're all sitting somewhere, and I've never really watched them because after you record them, they're difficult to watch unless you have this fancy equipment. And that sort of dovetails into the whole reason for me using a platform like BombBomb for video, in that it's kind of a one. You do it once. It's a one take. You have some fun with it, and you immediately send that video that you've taken in an email to your client. There's no editing. There's no uploading to YouTube, getting links, and just all kinds of complicated things, which I do not have the patience for. So that's how I got into it, and that's why I happen to use this particular platform. And I think you might have had a third question, which I already forgot.
So talk a little bit about how you're using the video.
So this is the good part. So that's how we came up to it. So now why do we use it? So I'm always looking for more creative and just fun ways to communicate with clients and some prospects. And this is another one. It's not the only one. It's not the only way. It's not the end of the phone call. It's not the end of the email, because actually these videos are sent via email. I think some people don't even open them up because they're afraid of spam, and that's understandable. But at any rate, when you send a video of yourself, looking straight at the camera, the person, hopefully it's a client that may have never even met you in person, they can see through the expressions in your face, your eyebrows, your nose, everything, the way you're speaking, your mouth. It's really a deeper connection, and it's a great way to, just another way to connect with people, because clearly these days we're not doing really anything face-to-face. People don't want me to come sit at their kitchen table, and I don't want to either. And even businesses don't want me to come on in. So it's a great thing for now, and I used it prior to the COVID pandemic, and I intend to use it after.
Gotcha. Thank you. So Tony, I'd appreciate if you could tell us the same, when, how, and what motivated you to start using video.
Yeah, that's I like that story, Chuck. So unlike Chuck, I'm not a creative guy. Like I don't do photography or any of that stuff, but I do like shiny objects. And so probably back in 2009, we have, the Tag Insurance Agency, kind of a retail agency that is a sister company. And back in 2009, we wanted to do some Facebook, fan of the week type videos to try to build our likes and our audience. And that was a long time ago. And so that kind of forced me, like Chuck said, to figure out how to start recording videos. And then I had to upload them to YouTube, and then we get them into Facebook and things like that. And we spent a year doing these weekly fan of the week videos and just different creative, silly games and things like that, including our clients and prospects in those videos and things. And so that was kind of my first foray into video as kind of a marketing medium. And ultimately, that kind of morphed into me using a GoPro for our master agency to highlight our members, doing member stories. And in my commute to the office, I called it the morning C4. So I'd shoot these short segment 4-minute videos because I had a 4-minute commute, AKA C4. And like Conrad, or Chuck, sorry.
It's okay. It happens all the time because Conrad is a first name.
It's like, CC. But that requires a lot of effort, right? A lot of effort. And I think Chuck was kind of alluding to that. The beauty of BombBomb, and this is not a paid advertisement for BombBomb. This is just a tool that is phenomenal. Really has allowed me to very efficiently and at scale use one-to-one video for lots of different things. And I know we'll talk about that in a bit, but right before we came on this session, actually, I was shooting a quick BombBomb for a new vendor announcement to our members. So it's just the authenticity, the simplicity, and I think the very bottom line is it's personal. And, in our business, when we're dealing with, insurance, we want it to be personal as much as we can. And
right.
So anyway.
Gotcha. Thank you. And I'm sorry, but I have to make two comments. The first is, I guess I've been around for a while because I remember when you were doing those Fan of the Week on Facebook recordings. And the second thing is, I really worry about you recording C4 because it seems to me you're recording them on your commute. And I do not want anybody listening to this podcast think that I'm in favor of distracted driving. So let me just...
I agree. I will clarify. It's completely hands-free. So, it's mounted on the dashboard. I hit the record button and then I'm just single take driving. So I'm on back roads, no stop. I think there's like one stoplight. So it is very casual. So I agree with you, Doug. I'm all about the full disclaimer. I'm anti-distracted driving as well. So.
Okay. Had to get that out of the way. So now you've both kind of forced my hand into skipping the next question I had for you, and we'll come back to it. But you've both talked about the fact that you use BombBomb. And so what I'm wondering is, did you do any research? Did you look at other resources for video on the web? Or was there one factor maybe that affected your decision to go with BombBomb? And I'd appreciate it if both of you would take turns commenting on that.
Go for it, Chuck.
Yeah, so thanks, Tony. I did look at a couple other vendors. I guess I won't bother to say their name. And the reason I didn't end up sticking with them is because maybe some were a little bit clunky. You know what I mean by that? Just some required passwords. Some just the user interface, the user experience for the client who really doesn't even know they're getting this darn video, right? It has to work well and be seamless, or else they're just going to delete the email. They really don't care, right? So, and at least of the ones that I've seen, BombBomb, when I saw how it worked, I found that it worked the most seamlessly. And one big advantage is it has a little, I think it's called like a GIF, a GIF. It has sort of like a little moving photograph of me and my face, and it says here, click here. Hey, Joe, click here to watch this little video that I'm sending to you. And that helps to open it up. Because, look, still, I would say 1 out of 3 clients won't bother to open up a BombBomb video because they're afraid it may be spam. And these days, that's a concern I can appreciate. So hopefully that answers the question. Which I talk so long and go on so many tangents, I forget what the question even was.
Well, I think you explained why you went towards BombBomb as your option.
Okay, so that was good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it works. So, Tony, how about you?
Yeah. So for me, I don't mind naming names because I'm not opposed to these services. So I'm going to throw them out there because just for the sake of the listeners, it may be helpful. There's a free service, Loom, Loom, and it's more screen record, but it does have a video capability. They've got freemium version and they have paid versions. I've used Camtasia a lot for video editing, and Camtasia has screencast, and you can host videos there. But like what Chuck said is really, I think, important, especially for us as agents, or anybody who's, I guess, doing things where you're using video. The efficiency of it and the simplicity of just hitting a button, recording, and then having it be able to be sent via email, that to me, versus passworded links and different things, there's other features about BombBomb that I love, but that simplicity really is huge. And that animated preview that Chuck referenced, it makes the actual email that the receiver gets, assuming that they don't have all the links, disabled, it does create some engagement immediately in the inbox when you kind of see that email previewed, and it does drive clicks. So anyway.
Sure. Okay. So what I'm wondering then, Tony, let's follow that up a little bit, is how much time are you spending with video in some fashion every week? And I'm not just talking about the recording, but also looking at the analytics and posting the video and anything else that's involved. How much of your time does that take?
Yeah. I'll parse it into kind of two quick answers. So one is, as it relates to BombBomb, I've sent in the last probably 4 months, I've sent probably 300 and something videos out, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but the entire process, start to finish, with BombBomb, I'm probably sending, 15 video emails out a week, and I'm not spending more than 2 hours a week on video. And the second part B of that is when I'm doing Alliance stories or anything that requires editing and uploading to Vimeo or YouTube and then distribution through MailChimp or whatever means that I'm going to distribute it, that is probably 4 to 10 hours a week if I'm in the zone of doing those types of videos, because there's so much more work that goes into the editing and distribution. So again, BombBomb is a couple hours a week at max, and I'm sending a good amount of video every week.
Gotcha. Okay. That seems reasonable. So, Chuck, I've actually seen you demonstrate. I was on a call or an online virtual meeting where I saw you demonstrate the recording and posting or sending of a video. And I think it took all of 30 seconds. I mean, is that truly all it takes? Or do you concern yourself with the output of the video? Or do you take the attitude of it's close enough and it's honest, I'm sending it?
Yeah, I'm a one taker. I prefer it to be 20 seconds, not 30 seconds. It has to be one take. It's original. It's authentic. If I stutter or slur my words, I don't care because that's authentic. And then I hit send, and that's it, because I don't want to spend all that much time on it. I'm a little bit different from Tony. Look, I'm trying to sell insurance policies, right? And these clients of mine, I don't know how much they love hearing from their insurance agent, right? They just want to, let's be realistic. Of course, Tony's people, they're agents, they're doing business together. It's a little bit of a different relationship. I'm just trying to send a thank you or an appreciation sort of video email to current clients. That's really it. And they don't need, I happen to believe, although maybe it's me being paranoid, that they really don't have all that much time for me. So it better be very quick, very simple, and straight to the point. Thanks for being a client. I appreciate your business, and that's it. And that's how I choose to do it. I just do it frankly, just 1 or 2 videos a day in the morning, and then it's over. And I ask my other employees to just do 1 or 2 a day, and then that's it. It's over. Just so that we're sending out video, but we also, of course, send out other automated, just text-based emails too.
Sure. So to your point earlier, it's really one more tool in your chest of communication tools.
That's all it is. It's not an end all. I don't suggest everybody stop calling and stop sending text emails and start videoing. I wouldn't do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. So, Tony, let's just switch gears for just a second. I know you're an analytics geek, which I believe is a good thing. Can you tell me a little bit about what numbers or statistics you focus on or you consider the most important that you keep an eye on when it comes to video?
Yeah, I think for me personally, and again, to Chuck's point, I mean, I'm not managing a retail agency anymore that's got thousands of clients and lots of prospects, right? So I do have a very quote unquote captive audience in that we have, roughly 125, members that are hearing from me on a consistent basis. And so I would highly expect that, we would have, higher rates. So for me, I'm looking at play rate. That's obvious. So in BombBomb, they give you a number of different analytic capabilities. You can see links that maybe you've included with your video that have been clicked on. You can see open, percentages, the percentages of watched, AKA play. So for me, I hate seeing anything that's under a 20% play rate, which I know sounds awfully low, but that kind of dovetails with trying to make sure that I'm just getting open rates that are at least 50% or higher. So, it's interesting because the BombBomb dashboard, like when you look at it, they'll say, oh, hey, you had 63% open rate. That's great. And they kind of, allow you to kind of see benchmarks. So really play rate and open rate are the two that I'm looking at because that tells me if my video sucked, the messaging or the subject line wasn't that great or different things like that.
Sure. Okay. How about you, Chuck? Do you look at any analytics regarding your video and that kind of thing?
No, not even for a second. So agency principals out there, don't get all crazy about wasting time on that. You can. Certainly you can. And like Tony said, there's plenty of analytics, but I have too many other things to do. I'm doing a very short, appreciative thank you sort of video email. I know the person's opening it. I do get that notification that they've opened it. And then that's really all I want. I'm doing one-off type things to one person. I'm not sending out a video to 300 or 500 or 1,000 people. I'm there to that one person. So gotcha. That's how I'll answer that. That's how I choose to do it because that's what, for me, fits better for a retail agency. Now, look, maybe once in a while, I don't know. Maybe I'll send out a video. Oh, hey, listen, back in mid-March of 2020, COVID's going around. Agencies still open, just so you know, we're here to serve you, and send that all out to everybody. And I could see very quickly that, maybe 70% of the people opened it up. Okay, that's cool. But I don't take a lot of time to micromanage the analytics of it. I just, for the same reason, I don't take the time to see, to really think, who returns my phone calls or who returns my emails? It's just something you got to send out there. And many times the person is going to watch it.
Gotcha.
Can I just throw something out real quick, Doug?
Sure.
To dovetail onto Chuck's comment. Fully agree with that. The nice thing with BombBomb is so I don't want to misnumber. I'm not sitting around analyzing the analytics all the time on BombBomb, but it does make it very quick and easy to see some generalities based on individual videos or emails if you want to do that. I think to Chuck's point, the beauty of BombBomb is you can either have focus like he's doing on one-to-one, one-offs, or you can blend it with one-to-many, that's the flexibility that's provided in the system. And you get to choose exactly how you want to do it. Whether you're doing a quick one, whether I got to shoot a 5-second video to Doug through my mobile, or I'm going to send, something longer to a group of people saying, hey, we're still open, during this time. So there's a lot of flexibility. I just want to mention that.
And I appreciate it. I also want to just pause for a minute. And Chuck, I hope you don't mind, but because as people listen to this podcast, they are inevitably going to hear the seagulls in the background. I just want to mention that Chuck is at the shore.
Nice.
And we're glad that he has joined us today. But part of that meant that for our listening pleasure, we do have some seagulls in the background. I just want people to know it's not their systems that they're listening to the podcast on.
Actually, Doug, that's my wife and kids. I don't know what you're talking about with secrets.
Okay, moving on from that point. So I want to. I'm going to skip over the next question for Chuck because I'm afraid he'll just completely combust on me. No, it's because he's really actually already addressed the next question, which was about how it makes his marketing communications easier or not, and he's really talked to that a bit. But now I'm wondering, Tony, how are you using video to communicate with your member insurance agencies? Or I should say, I know you are, and I know you're also using it for prospective member insurance agencies. But I'm wondering what kind of feedback you get from either one of those groups in terms of the use of video.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things, and this is actually, I think, from BombBomb's founder. He basically makes the point that if you're going to have to spend more than a paragraph or a handful of sentences explaining something to somebody, just hit the quick send record button and give them a quick video. And so over the months of using BombBomb, I'm a big emailer, like all of us, but I've actually come quite far around to that perspective personally. And so I wanted to give that context because, what I use BombBomb for, it could be something as simple as, I'll give you an example. Like I had a member and he was asking questions about his download setup, with Ivans and EasyLinks. And so I was able to just quick screen record, with my face there and in a nice, easy way to explain, hey, this is how you got to do X, Y, Z. Sometimes we have a new member that comes on, joins the group and I'll record a quick overview after orientation to just explain to my staff, who this person is, what their background is and what's going on. Sometimes I'm trying to help a member get a direct appointment with an insurance company and it's easier for me to say, hey, this, Chuck just left Farmers Insurance and he's with us now and he's got 15 years of experience and giving a context, to that situation. Sometimes it's the end of the week videos. So, I'll try to do a quick summary of what's gone on that week out to the members. And that's been pretty popular. So there's a lot of different applications. Sometimes when we have a new member or a prospective member, we'll follow that up with a one-to-one, video of saying, hey, appreciate your time. Here's some links to a couple of other things. Let us know if you're interested in just continuing the discussion. So it is quite wide as far as the applications that I use BombBomb for. And the bottom line is nobody's told me stop using video, stop sending me videos. Everybody has had positive, responses, assuming they respond, because there's a lot of people that don't respond in life to anything. So that's life.
There's too much truth to that statement. Okay. So all right. Thank you, Tony. That's actually good. That's good input.
Excuse me, Doug. I totally agree with that. I'm being selfish. I'm just saying how I use BombBomb, but I know my sales reps in the office, they use the screen share to explain a video proposal to clients, and they get sales that way because it's something that the client understands, and they can replay it. Sometimes they feel they don't feel smart by saying, "Oh, wait, what is that coverage?" or "What did you say?" or "What does that mean?" But they can replay the video and listen to the explanation, and it's a better learning experience for them. So there's that. And I know also we're trying to train our clients to go to our website to request auto ID cards as opposed to calling. And sometimes my service reps will send out, a video to a client that loves calling us for auto ID cards to try to get them to sort of do it yourself because our management system allows that. So yeah, there's certainly not just thank you for being a client video emails, which is what I do most of. There's the explainer email that a lot of my my service reps use.
Yeah, that's excellent. It's funny because as Tony was talking, I was writing down notes about, I need to circle back around to Chuck to ask him if he uses it for other items. And certainly you've just stated that you do. And it sounds like in a very effective way.
Yeah, Doug, can I throw up one other thing that I love about BombBomb too is, they make the email because the emails and the videos are actually hosted right on BombBomb servers. You can embed the video. You can either embed a link or you can embed the HTML. And so, for example, like on our team, for our members, we have our Slack, TAG Alliance Slack site. And so like today, when I did this agency Zoom, partner rollout, I was able to embed the link to that email right in my Slack channel. And it gives the video preview. It gives all the email content. If you want to post an explainer video or an FAQ video on your retail agency website, you can just record the video and then embed the code. BombBomb makes it so dang easy to do. And then you still get all the basic clicks and watch analytics, on when somebody hits on that and stuff. So anyway.
Yeah, you know what? So Tony, a great use for that. And I wish I could get in the habit of doing this. I'm telling you, if I have a New Year's resolution in August, this is what it is. It's to do more for my blog because I know I'll get more website hits and I'll get more online sales. And yeah, I should be doing more of that. Just doing a quick explainer insurance about, what's auto insurance, what's comprehensive, what's collision, what's professional liability, anything like that. Quick, maybe a minute, maybe two. Put that on my blog because I could just shoot it up to it in the way you just said. And totally. There you go. Now you've done your blog without having to type it.
Yes, and I hate typing. For as much email as I send, I'm away. I don't know. Obviously, I like to talk, so sorry about that. But it's easier to just turn the video on and talk. Quite honestly,
no doubt.
Well, and it's an effective means for communication. Let's face it. People ask me, what should I do? Video. It's like, yes, of course you should do video. One of the best things about it is multiple sensory input, et cetera, et cetera. And I never know, how deep people want to go on some of this stuff. But Tony, just the fact that you're mentioning that, that the videos are hosted on BombBomb's servers, not yours. And so you're not taking up space. And I'm assuming that, Chuck, that means when you do record a message, even a quick thank you, that's not going to sit on your phone forever. And I think agents need to know that, technology has advanced far enough that it's really just about using it. You don't have to think about all the technology behind it all the time, right? So that's the other side of it
exactly
as well.
Right.
So let me just because we're running short on time, and I just want to see if perhaps Chuck, you have a key takeaway about video that you would put out there for our listeners.
It's just simply another tool in your toolbox. Times are changing, not just because of COVID. Just people have different habits, ways of getting information differently. They get a lot of information from their phone, email, video. A video that is emailed, that many times someone's going to look at their phone, whether, they're on a subway or on the way to work or sitting in a doctor's waiting room. You can get your message across, and you can get it across maybe in a way that makes you stand out a lot better than your competition.
Great. And Tony, what about you? Do you have a takeaway about the use of video?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this to you maybe in the past, but one of my personal philosophies is, and it's not my sentence. I don't even know where I came across it, but I like to kind of live by perfection is the enemy of done. A lot of times people overanalyze, overthink, and just like what Chuck was saying, just turn the video on, shoot the 20 seconds and be done. Who cares if your hair's a little messy, you stutter a little bit, you whatever. At the end of the day, you are you, right? Whether that person's sitting across from you at the desk or whether you're on the phone or whatever, I think that authentic personal messages really, quite frankly, are the best way for you to connect to that prospect and client. And if somebody doesn't like the way you look or sound or act or your style, that's okay. They don't need to do business with you. We definitely want people to do business with people who want to do business with us. And to me, personalized one-to-one video like BombBomb gives you that capability and platform to do it very easily, to be yourself. And perfection is the enemy of done. You have to execute. Don't overanalyze.
That's true. I don't think anybody wants to claim they were had paralysis by analysis, right? So, so let me finish off with one final thought from both of you. Do you have a preferred, or do you have an opinion on a preferred video capture device? And by that, I mean, other than a screen capture, if you're recording a quick video, in your opinion, is it about the mobile phone? Do you think you need a webcam is more appropriate in more cases? What is the device of choice for you? And we'll start with Chuck.
The answer is simple. It's ease of use. So whatever is easiest for you. For me, it's my cell phone. I whip it out. It sees my face. It opens up. I click on the BombBomb app and one more button, and I'm recording. I mean, why? What do I need to go to a computer
Gotcha.
and start futzing with a video camera? Yeah. So for me, it's all about ease of use. It's why my CSRs use one insurance company over another, because it's ease of use. So I'm an ease of use guy. Look, I have very little patience. It's just the way I've gotten in my old age. And so that's why I love just being able to whip out my cell phone. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm not trying to, produce a fancy film here or have a fancy background. Wherever I am, they can see the background. I don't care. It's really up on my face anyway. And I'm just saying, thanks for being a client. And
Gotcha.
I think people appreciate that.
Yeah, I bet you they do. Seriously. So, Tony, how about you? Do you have an approach to that?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to say, assuming that somebody like Chuck and I are using BombBomb, right? For me, I actually like doing both mobile and at desk. It literally, just like Chuck said, it depends on where I'm at. So for me, like I have, just from a kind of quick tech perspective, at my desk, I just have a normal Logitech webcam. I use a Blue Nessie little snowball mic, and then I have like a little desk ring light so that, if I'm sitting at my desk, I do have a room divider kind of little background, because I don't like the virtual backgrounds that you see on Zoom and stuff, because it warps it just isn't real. But assuming I'm at my desk, like that's the basic equipment that I have, and it's super easy. Just like Chuck said, I hit the record button and I'm on my way. What I have noticed though is that with mobile, since I've been home working and there is no commute anymore due to COVID, I call it's my morning C4 from the backyard. And so I film that on my mobile, and I have noticed more engagement when it's has dynamic motion, involved. So just an interesting little tidbit there. So Chuck probably has really good engagement because there's just more dynamic feel to the videos when you're walking and talking.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they're probably walking and talking while they're watching the darn video. So that's what I've decided I'm going to do too.
Yep.
So those are the people we see fall into water fountains. Okay. Okay. Well, gentlemen, this has been fun and informative, and we're running out of time. So I want to thank you both for sharing with our listeners. I want to remind everyone that our guests today have been Chuck Conrad, CEO of Conrad Insurance in Gladwine, Pennsylvania, and Tony Vitetto, Vice President of TAG Alliance in Vista, California. They are members of SIAA, the largest alliance of independent insurance agencies in the United States. And thanks to all of you for listening to this episode of Insurance Agents Talk Shop. I'm Doug Coombs, Chief Marketing Officer at SIAA, and I hope you'll join us next time. To learn more about SIAA or to find out more about our podcast, visit SIAA.com. Thanks.